What's good, my idol monglers? I'm excited for today's video. I gotta be honest, this year's been great for me. I think I've already mentioned this, but this year's been great for me. And this month is probably one of the best months I've ever had for reading manga in general. This month was incredible. This was like one of the best months I've ever had for reading manga in my entire life. Like, genuinely, one of the best. But before I get to it, I do want to say, on my tablet here, I have a list of all the manga that I will be reading for the recommendation video. Now, there's 58 of them. But if someone under this video wants to recommend 2 other manga that I didn't mention, or 2 people want to recommend me 1 manga that I didn't mention, I would be not adverse to it. I would not be adverse to it. Yeah, that's the right saying. So here they are. I'm going to just run through them quickly. Blue Flag, the NPCs in this village sim game must be real. Dorohedoro, Magus of the Library, Killing Stalking, Terraformers, Lone Wolf and Cub, Witch Hat Atelier, Fire Force, Berserk, Zatch Bell, Darwin Incident, Gundam Thunderbolt, Horimiya, Gengaku Picasso, 20th Century Boys, Fruits Basket, Takapi's Original Sin, Freerin, Yona of the Dawn, can't say the original title of this one, Dog Ningen, Origin, Hinamatsuri, Blame, Candy and Cigarettes, Don't Call It Mystery, The Promised Neverland, Detroit Metal City, Prison School, Delicious in Dungeon, Gantz, Kakegurui, Cross Game, Ping Pong, Yokohama Kadaishi Kiko, Leviathan, Last Quarter, Golden Kamui, Magi, The Horizon, Sign of Affection, Orange, Eden Zero, Black Torch, Made in Abyss, Prophecy, excuse me, Dead Mount Death Play, The Fable, The Boxer, Land of the Illustrious, Homunculus, Marriage Toxin, Medalist, again with 2 exclamation points, Happiness, Ashita no Joe, Akane Banashi, and The Girl from the Other Side. Those are the 58 manga that I will be reading. Now, some explanations. If you put a manga there and it was not here, there's 1 of 2 things. 1, it's not printed in English, so I'm not reading it. And 2, it is printed in English, but it's the rarest fucking thing of all time. I saw someone tell me to read Gintama and GTO. Every volume was over like $100. I'm not doing that. So those are the manga I'm reading. Obviously, some of you probably know I've read some of those manga already. And I just own some of those manga, but I'm still going to count them in the video, and I'm just going to reread volume 1 and just count it for volume 1. And then that's how I'm going to do it. So yeah, I've dilly-dally long enough with that. That video is going to come out soon when all the manga comes and I read all of it, and you know, I have it. But I'm just going to get into it. The first manga I have here today is, genuinely, the first couple are like genuine trash, and then there's like a big jump of like incredible. So we're just going to start off with now. I'm not continuing the series. I kind of fucked up here. I'm not continuing the series. Like, I'm telling you now, I'm not continuing it. But it is Link Click. Link Click is the first thing I will not be reading. Genuinely, because it is just the anime, but like 100 times worse. Like, this story does not work in manga format. 1, they legit, it literally feels like they just copied frames from the anime and then put them in panels. So the paneling is god-awful. They removed like the best arc in the entire anime. They removed the fucking earthquake arc, which was incredible. It might be in volume 2. I don't care. I'm not continuing this, especially when season 3 of Link Click is literally coming out right now. I can just go watch that and not waste my time with this shit. I don't even know why companies will create a manga after an anime. Like, the manga is the incomplete version of anime. That's literally the point. That's literally the point of making stuff anime, because you could spread it out to the media. You know, more people are going to want to watch it, going to want to do whatever with it. They're going to want to experience it more. When things are moving, they don't have to put much work into it. And I'm not even insulting them, because I do the same shit too. So, like, this is just, it's useless. It's legit useless. There's no reason to own this. There's no reason to buy this. I was stupid for buying it. I thought the anime was based off of manhwa. So I thought this was the manhwa it was based off of. I was wrong. I went to go read it, and it was legit trash. It was not good. So, yeah. I'm done with that. So I kind of made an oopsie. I put some volumes that are not supposed to be here. So give me a second. Okay, here we go. I just put something that was a bit higher than it was supposed to be. All right, next I have Master Keaton. This is pretty rare for me because I do like a lot of Naoki Urasawa's works. I've read, 3 of them? I've read Asadora, Monster, and Pluto. I finished Monster, incredible read, top 20 easily. I didn't finish, I'm like halfway through Pluto. I just kind of stopped because honestly, it was getting really good, but it started off super boring, but it got really, really good, and I just had other stuff I wanted to read, so I stopped. And then Asadora, because, I don't know, I just was reading it for a while, loving it, and then it just took like a year for the next volume to come out, and I just forgot about it. But I was like, you know what, I'm going to start a new manga by Naoki Urasawa because I love his works, and this came out, and I'm probably not going to continue it just because, well, one, the story's not even by him, so it's by 2 other people. For some reason, not even one other, but 2 other people, and then Naoki Urasawa is the only one drawing it. But yeah, this manga is just not good. It's very like episodical. It's just this guy. He goes out and he does architectural stuff. Like he'll go out and he'll like go to these ancient ruins, and then he'll beat some bad guys up, and he'll find out a mystery. It's very like Indiana Jones coded, in my opinion. Like it does feel a lot like that very like architectural exploration kind of thing, and if that's your thing, more power to you. You'll love this manga, but it really just isn't mine. There was a couple chapters here and there that I liked, like the main character gets some fleshing out. He has a daughter, he has a wife or ex-wife, they're divorced, and then we meet his grandfather. It's very fleshed out, but I genuinely just don't care about any of these characters at all, and it treats me like I should care about them, which I don't. There's also one chapter, I actually did enjoy this chapter. There was one chapter where him and a bunch of other people are stuck in a desert, and they have to figure out how to like survive in this desert with legit 0 water, and it's very good. I really like that chapter. That chapter was very fun. Everything else, I was so bored. I legit remember being like this amount into the manga, and then looking back being like, how much more do I have of this? Like, that's how you know something is just so boring. Like, you should just drop it immediately. But I continued reading. I finished the volume, and it's whatever. I gave it like a 4 or 5 out of 10. Like, I'm not completing it. All right, next, I got another manga. I'm definitely going to continue it just because I am kind of, like, delving into peer pressure, but this is more just, like, I'm continuing it because it's popular. It's Kagurabachi. This isn't bad by any means. I actually thought it was pretty good. I mean, its biggest strength is definitely the artwork. The artwork is like incredible. Like the artwork, it's not like incredible like just looking at it, but while reading, it's so smooth. It's so clean. The character designs are incredible. Like genuinely, like very, very good artwork, especially for a weekly manga. It's very, very good. The story is fine. The characters are fine. There's nothing really here that appeals to me or stands out to me very much that other series haven't done better. But yeah, Kagurabachi just does same old, same old. I can see why it's popular. Like, it definitely reminds me of like that JJK feel of like just characters fighting for the sake of fighting. Not really for the sake of fighting, but just a lot of fights going on. This great art, very, very smooth. It gives me that JJK feel, but JJK has some more compelling characters and has a more interesting plot, and the art I think is better than JJK. So JJK I like a little bit more than Kagurabachi. I can definitely see it getting popular. If this gets animated by like UFO Table or something, it's getting to Demon Slayer level. I think it's kind of better. I don't know if it's better than Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer I at least like was enjoying. Like there was times where I was enjoying it. It was very smooth. I remember there were days where I just read like 4 or 5 volumes of Demon Slayer in one day, just because I had nothing to do. So Demon Slayer definitely has that up against like Kagurabachi, but still I enjoyed it. No, we're already 9 minutes in, and we're not even close to. I'm not even on the first pile. There's 5 piles of manga. I'm not even done with the first pile. All right. Next, I got a manga that I am hoping gets better pretty soon, but I am enjoying. It's One Punch Man, volumes 4, 5, and 6. I'm enjoying One Punch Man. Like, it's not bad or anything. I mean, it's best, quality is definitely its art. The art is, like, superb. It is so good. But it's, like, the art is also, like, really bad. Like, okay, the art is incredible. Like, when I look at it, the art is incredible. But when it, like, cuts to, like, this beautiful, detailed, perfect drawing, and then it cuts to like the goofy character designs. It's just super like appalling, and it's really hard to get used to. Sorry, my voice is gone. But like One Punch Man is still very good. This is like the jump of like average to like incredible. This is what I was talking about. Like the fights are incredible. Saitama is growing on me as a protagonist. I like that Saitama isn't really like a good person. I kind of like that he has to grow and he has to change. He has to find out what it means to be a hero, and you know, him saving other lives doesn't just make him like him killing the bad guy does not make him a hero. Him being a symbol of hope makes him a hero. Like, I really like that like context within the story, and like that not symbolism, but that just like that theme in the manga that the main character has to, you know, find out and he has to find within himself. I really, really enjoy that. Also, we get a little moment from the writer. He's like a writer, whatever. He's like a bicycle guy. He gets a great moment too against this like big sea creature or whatever. I really like that moment as well. Like, there's a lot of good moments here and there, but the overall like compact of what I'm reading, I'm just getting like really bored. There's this one arc, not really arc, but like section of chapters where they're like trying to take out this giant asteroid, and it is interesting to be like, oh, you know, it's not just punch the asteroid and you're good. There's a lot of ramifications that come with it. But holy shit, can we just get it over with? Like, can we actually just get it over with? Like, I get that's the point, is that something that seems so trivial is actually a huge big deal. Like, I get it, but like, holy shit, let's just get over with it. Also, we meet a couple of other like heroes and stuff. I have no interest in them whatsoever. There are a couple that look cool, but I just don't care about like really any of them. But yeah, that's One Punch Man volumes 4, 5, and 6. I'm gonna keep reading One Punch Man though. Like, I do expect it to get better, especially because there's a character named like Genos or something. I've heard he's like, as soon as you get to Genos, it starts getting really good. All right, next I have Silver Spoon volumes 1, 2, and 3. This series grew on me a lot more than I thought it would. It is super good. I'm really enjoying the characters. The best quality is definitely the characters. The characters are super fun. They're super dynamic. Like, just great chemistry all around. They have like, you know, these great side plots as well. No character is like seemingly forgettable. There are great jokes. I'm really, really liking Silver Spoon. It does remind me a lot of Full Metal Alchemist, which makes sense because same author. But there is like a very like different like tone shift, in my opinion, with Full Metal Alchemist and Silver Spoon, where Full Metal Alchemist at times will get a lot more serious, and Silver Spoon doesn't really get that very much. I do like this plot of the main character trying to find himself, why he, you know, what should he do in the future. It's a very relatable plot that, you know, could be shown to a lot of like 18-year-olds who don't really know what to do after high school. It's great. I mean, it definitely in Japan, it's definitely meant for a younger audience because high school and college are a bit different. But like high school is like the first college and college is like the second college. It's weird. It's like university or whatever. But yeah, I'm just really, really enjoying it. It's great. Though I do say like the plot is very heavy-handed. Like when we're like, you know, I said like the main character is very great. You know, I like his inner turmoil or whatever. God damn, I can't speak today. What the hell is wrong with me? What is wrong with me, bro? Like, my mouth is making noises I didn't even know it could make. I really, really enjoy that, but it is just so heavy-handed. It is like given to you on the silverest platter of all time. Like, I get it. He's confused. I get it. He's lonely. I get it. He's depressed. You don't need to shovel it into my mouth. I understand. I can eat it on my own. What the fuck does that even mean? Okay. All right. Next, we've got... Oh, my God. We're not even close to being done. That's horrific. Oh, get ready for a long video. I'm so sorry. We have Mashle, Magic and Muscles. I'm going to just go through a couple of these pretty quick because I don't really have a lot to say about it. Volumes 4, 5, and 6. Same thing I felt with volumes 1, 2, and 3. Great manga. Super hilarious. Great one-liners. Fucking badass shit. The characters are super enjoyable. Not well written. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I mean, they are. Like, by my definition of well-written characters, I believe they are. Like, in the context of the setting and the context of the story, they do their job. But I'm not comparing them to Haikyuu characters. You know what I mean? And besides, I some pretentious as I am anyway, so I'm not even going to explain even further. But Mashle just scratches that itch that I wish so many other manga did. Like, I genuinely put it over One Punch Man because of this. I think it's way funnier than One Punch. I couldn't tell you why either. Like, genuinely, I couldn't tell you why, because they both have like the same gimmick, kind of. But maybe it's because Mash is just such a hilarious character. Like, he's like one of, like, maybe not one of my favorite protagonists, but like, he's a great protagonist. I love him as a protagonist because he's just so like nonchalant about everything, but he's also like kind of rude. And he's just pretty basic as well, but it fits well within the story, especially with the world around him, because everyone else is very like hyperbolic and very like, I don't know, extreme and I guess pomper, I guess. And then coming back to Mashle, he foils them great, and it's just hilarious. Like Mashle, or Mash, I'm pretty sure his name is Mash. Incredible. The side characters, they all get their moments or whatever. They're fine. They do their job. Like, I'm not really interested in most of them, but yeah, main character's great. And then in the last volume, this kind of upset me. Last volume, they try to do like a little like emotional moment or whatever. They try to like get you to become emotional for a character. Brother, just make me laugh. I am never going into Mashle being like, all right, let me get the tissues out. You know what I mean? Well, that sounded kind of weird, but you like crying wise, like I'm never sitting here like, oh, I want to, you know, rethink my way of living or whatever. Just make me fucking laugh, bro. Like, you don't need to. Genuinely, I will rate you higher if you don't include like these somber emotional moments. You genuinely don't have to, and it's like a weird mix of tone and pace. Like, it does kind of f up the pacing a little bit. I don't know why I censored it. It kind of fucks up the pacing a little bit with that moment. So. Anything, you made the manga worse. You made it worse. All right. Next is a manga that I really enjoy. If I could get it off the fucking thing. I really enjoy this manga, and I am going through it a little bit, and yeah, it's very good. And there's a great twist by the end of what I've read, and I'm fucking loving it. I'm loving it so much. And that is Claymore, volumes 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I bought the box set a while ago. What, has like 30 volumes in it or something? Or 27, I think. 27 volumes. And we're like around halfway there to the end. And it is great. It's incredible. My biggest issue with this is the characters, honestly. Just the characters. Everything else is basically like kind of perfect a little bit. I mean, there's some other issues I have. But the characters is just pretty bland. Like, Claire, and then all the other characters. Like, Claire's the only one I kind of care about, and then I forgot his name, but the young boy, like Pito or whatever his name is. I don't fucking remember, but he's also kind of cool. I like those two, and then everyone else is just like nothing to me. Like, when I go back to this, I'm gonna have to reread volume 12 to memorize like who is what. Yeah, art's incredible, story's incredible, plot twists are incredible. The paneling is incredible. The writing is fantastic. Like Claymore does feel like a Berserk kind of manga, even though I haven't read Berserk. It does feel like a Berserk kind of manga where it feels like this world feels dangerous. Like, or it's like a Hell's Paradise where if you take a single step in this world or you fight like this one creature, like it feels pitiful almost. Like it like the characters in there feel very fragile, I think is like the word I'm looking for. There's incredible art. Like, the monsters are so good too. They're so crazy and just like so like unimaginable. In my opinion, the scariest thing like of all time is something that seems so unimaginable, like so unthinkable, like can't be created. It defies all laws. And Claymore has a million monsters like that. Like, that is like something that you just can't imagine at all. Like a monster, like legit a monster, like Jaws. You know what I mean? Like, you never see the shark, and that's what makes it scary. So yeah, that's Claymore. Very good manga. Very good. All right. Next, we don't have a manga. Actually, this is a American comic. I don't know. I read about this author on like the side. He is a Mexican comic artist and writer living in Japan. So he lives in Japan. So I don't know if it's gonna be called a manga, but I don't know if it's like made in Japan. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if this came out of like Shonen magazine or whatever. But it's Live Forever. Yeah, this manga is incredible. Genuinely, it just has a great story. Honestly, the biggest issue with this is the vampire shit. I don't understand the vampire shit at all. Vampire stuff is pretty weird. I don't think you need the vampire stuff that much, even though it does service the plot. I don't know if you need it that much. If there's like a splash of supernatural, I don't really care for it. As well, the plot, like the idea of like the manga is she loses her mother, the main character loses her mother, and she wants to find a potion for eternal life, right? That's like the plot. And every character around her is like, don't do that. Death is what gives life meaning. And it's like, don't shovel it into my face, please. I get it, you know? And I get it, they need to scold this young girl, but whatever. There's a bunch of sweet moments within in this manga of just characters living life and characters just hanging out with each other, kind of like one with like the father and like her younger brother is a great moment as well. Like the main character, and then like her aunt, incredible moments as well. This manga does end on a bit of a cliffhanger too, and it just is such a like, I don't know. I feel like I need to read a couple more manga to like judge this like 100% because there's so much going on. You really need to get the full picture before making a judgment. Is this good? Is this bad? I mean, at least in my opinion, you know. Next, we have manga I did not think would be this high, genuinely, but it's Wand Dance. I'm gonna just go through this quick. Like the characters are so good. Wand Dance is so good. The fights are incredible. We have incredible character development for our main character. Like this, it's really gotten a lot better for me in my opinion. And then legit after I read Wand Dance, I was legit going online trying to see when the next volume would come out because of how much I enjoyed this. Like the author stepped her shit up. Like it is so good. Yeah, I'm going to just run through these quickly because we're 22 minutes in and we are only on the 4th pile. So, and there's a bunch left. We have Die Dark. I read the first volume of this and I thought it was pretty good. Actually, it was better than pretty good. It was great. But, I mean, that's really all I have to say about it. It's just a cozy-ass vibe. The art is incredible. So, I'm excited to read it. But, you know, we'll see what happens in the future with it. I'm definitely going to keep reading it, but I just want to see like where the story goes because it is getting a bit like I don't really know where the direction is within that manga. Next is a manga I messed up the spine of. Well, it's gotten a little bit better. It's Perfect World Volume 2. I meant to read the entire manga this month and I was about to start it and it was the 29th of December. So I'm going to do it January, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I read this volume again and I read Volume 1 like a while ago. And this reminded me why I love Perfect World so much. While it's not very high, everything else after this is just like near perfect. Like genuinely, well, maybe not near perfect. Everything else after this is like at least an 8, 9 out of 10. Like at least an 8 out of 10. Everything after this is 8 out of 10. Well, except for a couple other ones. But I give this a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10s are high for me. Average manga, I give a score 6 out of 10. That's the average. And that's good. Most of these manga I've talked about have been 6s or 7s. Well, Link Click was like a 3. But, like, most of these manga, I rate stuff pretty low. This is a 7 out of 10. It's a great 7 out of 10, though. Like, 7 out of 10s are great. Like, I love 7 out of 10s. Incredible read. There's just so many aspects of this manga that I just enjoy so much. I really like how this aspect of him being in a wheelchair is just so disheartening for our main character. She just wants to help him so much, but she doesn't realize that she's hurting herself in the process. I really enjoy that. Like, the characters are incredible. The character dynamics are incredible. This is a great manga. This is one of the most underrated manga, in my opinion. Like, top 3 underrated manga, this goes there. It's number 3. Kaiji, Full Night, and then this one. I don't know if that's the order, but yeah, those are like my 3 underrated most underrated manga. Like genuinely so good. Biggest issue, we're running into some characters here that are kind of like mixing up the romance a little bit. They're adding drama, which I don't think they're needed at all. Like we meet this one guy who's like a childhood friend of our like main character girl, and he's in love with her. And he, like, makes a proclamation of love to the guy. And he's like, I'm going to fight for her. And I'm like, you can like actually just be like a normal adult. Like you don't have to do this. We actually didn't even need you in the story at all. If anything, the wheelchair shit is a big enough difficulty as it is. We do not need you here. And then there's another woman here who's also in love with him, who's like his caretaker, and he thinks she's married, but she's actually not married. And it's a whole thing. And we don't need her either. She can go. We don't need her either. So there's just like a lot of moving parts in this manga that are not needed, and we just need to stick on this one point. We don't need all these subplots. We just need to stick on this one point. But whatever, you need to add drama and a romance. I understand it, but if anything, this was the month of romance for me. Most of these manga include a romance of some kind. As I look at Trillion Game, that's a funny joke. Ashita no Joe. Fighting for tomorrow. Actually, I just got a comment that I was like, this is what it translates as. So, fighting for tomorrow translates as Ashita no Joe, kind of, but as Joe stand for fighting. Ashita no Joe translates to Joe's tomorrow or something like that. It makes sense because like the finishing move in here is called like tomorrows or whatever, for tomorrow or something. Yeah, incredible manga. This gives me a lot of like old Disney vibes, like Pinocchio kind of vibes, the way characters walk, the way characters talk, the way the artist portrayed. It's definitely like a classic, like probably the biggest. I need to fucking talk like a regular ass person. The biggest issue of this manga is definitely the art. Like, I love it. I love the old style. I'm a big fan, but it can get old really quick, and the like action of the punches isn't great. Like, you can definitely see them, but there isn't much impact to them. So, I don't really feel them that much, even though, like, I have experience in boxing, and I've said this with The Boxer as well. At least, holy shit, I can't talk. I can't fucking talk. I've had experience in boxing, amateur boxer right here, and I read The Boxer, and I said, because I know what it feels like to get punched in the stomach, in the fucking liver, or the face, a lot, I can relate to the feeling of what the characters are feeling. So it's easier for me to delve my head into the story. The same is not for Ashita no Joe. I thought it was, but it's not. The same is not. So, yeah. That's all I have to say about. Oh, and also the main character is very unlikable. That's like the biggest issue of this manga. Everything else is great. The story is great. I love the emotions. The pacing is incredible. Oh my goodness. And every other character is super fun and enjoyable. The comedy is great. Like, it's this very like old ragtag, definitely for kids, but it's still like very fun for me. Main character is like it's very hard to like him. Like, I like him. He's enjoyable, but like, is he an asshole? Oh yeah, he is an asshole. He gets a lot better like during this volume, and he's on a character arc, but does he not start off well? It's like dance, Like, God, do I just want to close this book? Like, ugh. All right, next, I've got Trillion Game volumes 1 and 2. Trillion Game volumes 1 and 2. What do I have to say about this manga? I don't know. I feel like I've already said a lot of stuff about this already when I had that manga haul and I showed it off. But this manga is just great. Like, it teaches you a lot about financial stuff. I mean, I don't know about like teaching you like you should do this in the real world. Ooh, I can't talk. Definitely don't do this stuff, what they're doing. Like, just don't. Like, that's just like definitely a bad idea. Like, the way this main character talks, like, don't. He's taking legit every single risk you don't have to take. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you legit have like $1 trillion deal right there. Like, actually just take it. Like, I get it. You don't want to be owned by this random ass woman. Like, just take the fucking deal. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. You could sell the company after, which is what, they did or whatever. Trillion Game. I don't have anything else to say about it. Characters are incredible. The story is incredible. Volume 2, the ending of Volume 2 was so good. I love how they're like creating this AI app that's like fucking, I don't even know. So good, bro. It's so good. Like, oh my goodness, bro. It's genuinely incredible. And then here is when we get to like 8 out of 10s. This is when, oh my goodness. I'm looking at some of these manga. It is crazy I read these manga this month. Like, all of these manga this month. Like, it is legit the culmination of like everything that I've achieved. It's like everything that I've read this year, it's like the culmination of it. First volume, Shoten. Definitely one of the best manga, one of the best volumes of the manga so far, of this manga so far. We get a great comedy skit between these two characters, these two girl characters. They're starting to become like some of my favorite characters in the manga. They're great. I love their dynamic. And obviously this manga is writing on character dynamics. Like, you need to have good character dynamics because everyone is split into pairs. But, oh my goodness, are they great. Just, like, they have just great chemistry with each other. Their story about, like, beating, like, sexism or whatever, and them, like, facing over the line, but also they're, like, also hating on the people who are, like, I don't even know how to explain it, like, who are congratulating them for being the first female comedians, where they're like, I'm not going to take this path nor this path. We're going to draw our own path, and we're going to become the greatest comedians in the world, or whatever. You know, it's so good. And then they beat past the first play allegations or whatever. Like, they beat past that as well. The characters developing so well. The story is developing so well. I'm so excited to see it. There's this, like, prank that's being set up where one guy is gonna, like, fucking fake having a heart attack or something. It's gonna fake, like, throwing up blood so it ruins the mood of everything so nobody can go past further. And then our second main character is, like, super down in the dumps, and he's, like, very conflicted, and we don't know a lot about him. And then our main character gets costumes, and they're so good, bro. I love their costumes. Oh, my goodness. And then just the start of this competition, like, everything is writing on this competition. It is, like, the Nationals training arc of, like you know, on Haikyuu, they have, like, the Nationals arc. This is, like, the Nationals arc. Like, legit, every single team that we've seen in this manga, besides, like, one, are in this match and are in this, like, you know, round or game or tournament or whatever in this competition, and it is just so entertaining. Like, it is exactly what I want for manga. Like, oh my goodness, it is so good. I actually can't believe how good it is. Oh, well. All right, next we got another manga that is also very hilarious, very funny. There are some great jokes here, some great chapters. It is The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You. Yeah, this manga is just so good. The characters are just so fun. Like, this is like Mashle, but it doesn't take itself seriously at all. But I do wish, I have one complaint about this manga, and it's this: I wish we got more individual chapters with Rentaro and his girlfriends, or like girlfriends, you know, individually with themselves, or like the girlfriends are like have a problem and they need to face it themselves instead of relying on Rentaro. I always love those chapters way more than anything else, besides like the introduction chapters. The introduction chapters are always good too. They're always super, super fun. Like, there's this one chapter in here where like one of the girls is just like getting super horny for some reason. Like, she's like incredibly horny for, I know this sounds fucking crazy. I know this, I said this is my favorite chapter, but it just is like a great showcase of like discipline and mental control showing through these two characters, and they grow a lot together. And it does cross the line, because Rentaro as a character is very like, I want to do what's best for you. Your needs are way more important than my needs. I want to do what's best for you. And I know you want to do all these sexual acts with me or whatever, but I know when you're older, you're not going to like it. Like, you're going to regret it, and you're going to want to do it when you're older. And I know, like, I know you want to do it right now, but you're going to want to do it when you're older. And he has that feeling, so he's, you know, taking out a lot of these lustful thoughts within himself, and he's, you know, crushing them down. And then when this girl, one of his girlfriends, is incredibly horny for him, which, I mean, isn't very fun. It's honestly kind of awful, because she just strips naked in front of him, and I'm like, what the hell am I reading? Like, the girl is 16 years old. Like, can we give myself a break real quick? But whatever. I'm not even going to talk about it. And she's like, I understand, but like, I have these needs. So Rentaro has to like have this dilemma within himself. Like, do I fulfill her needs now and do what she wants now? Or do I do what I think will be best for her in the future? Like, what do I do? I don't want to regret this choice. And then she makes the choice for him. And I thought that was incredible writing. I love that. And then we get more comedy parts as well. And it's funny. Like, we get a chapter here where, we get a couple chapters here where they're doing like this race or whatever. It's great. I was so hyped. I was screaming through the middle of the volume. It was incredible. And then we get another chapter here where they have like a popularity poll and everybody gets first place. So, which is very, very fun. Mimi is my favorite character of all time. She's my favorite 100 Girlfriends character. And just seeing everyone in their dress is so cute. It's so fun. Like, this is a manga that knows how to have fun. Like, that. Like, genuinely, this is a manga that knows how to have fun. Have fun. And I'm living for it. Okay. Next, we got a manga that I'm not going to talk about much because it can be summed up in one sentence, kind of, maybe two. This is a manga with the greatest premise I've ever read in my entire life. And it's verses. I'm going to just say the premise, and I'm going to go on. It's basically about this land that is all magic, right? They're basically a magic, fantastical, like isekai kind of land. Art is incredible. Like, you know, they showcase the land very, 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 very well. And they're up against these like demons and like these like demon lords or whatever, right? And these demon lords are like they're powerful. Like, we get introduced to like 12 characters. Next chapter, they all die. Or next page, they're all dead. So they're incredibly strong. And it is portrayed as like this, you cannot be your natural predator. Like, as much strength you have, as strong as you are, as smart as you are, whatever you do, you cannot beat your natural predator. That's why we say humans are the top of the food chain. Because nothing else, besides like, I don't know, aliens or whatever, can beat us, right? We can't beat our natural predator. And it's showcased like that, right? And our main character basically kind of dies. He gets washed up on the land, meets his mage guy, and the mage basically gives him not a dilemma, but like a situation where he says, if I create a summoning circle here, if I create it perfectly, do everything, I summon an apple. Summon a regular ass apple, it spawns here, it's taken from that tree over there. But if I just mess it up a tiniest bit, summons a weird apple, but no apple came from the tree. There's no apple in sight here that was created. Like, no apple was taken away, so I just created new matter, basically. But you can't do that. It's impossible. So he figures out that apple is from a different universe. So he basically makes a summoning circle all the way across the world, and an entirely new universe pops out. And in that universe is a bunch of people who are also fighting, you know, this world-ending event. Like, they're fighting the demons. They're fighting AI. And they're like these fucking military-grade men. And then they combine their fucking resources. So the military-grade men fight the monsters. And then the magic people fight the AI. But then the AI obviously resisted. The demon monster men, you know, resisted or whatever. So then they come up with a plan to fight themselves. So the AI and the monster men fight each other. And it literally shows the greatest panel I've ever seen in my time. The greatest two panels I've ever seen. Let me see if I can find it. Right here. Look at this shit. Oh my goodness. And then they meet up, and apparently there's a bunch of other people. There's motherfuckers who are facing God. Literally, their enemy is God. Another guy, their enemy is Alice in Borderland. It's legit just Alice in Borderland. Another people, their enemy is themselves. Other people are facing plant monsters, and they all get in a fight with each other. And then they're like, how about we make everyone face each other? It's actually the greatest, like, what? I don't even know. I was so entertained, so consistently. It's insane how much I was enjoying myself. And Versus did that. Like, I was having so much goddamn fun reading this manga. I didn't want it to end. As soon as this manga ended, I went immediately to Crunchyroll to see if Volume 2 was on pre-order, and it wasn't. So I've just been waiting, and then it did become on pre-order, and then I purchased it. So whenever that comes, I'm going to be reading it expeditiously. I don't even care. Oh my god, I had so many voice cracks in that. Versus, so goddamn good. If you think I'm passionate about that, oh my goodness, bro. We still got a bunch of manga to go through. I'm going to just go through these pretty quick because I don't really have a lot to say about these. I've kind of read these earlier in the year, so there's not much and I don't really remember much. But Zom 100, Volume 16, same old. There's not a lot of progression in this manga that happens, but we get a great plot between these two characters that definitely need a lot more attention because they just joined. And then we get a great conversation with Beatrix and our main character incredible conversation, I don't know why I said it like that, on how to find happiness and what that even means and your life's purpose and whatever. And then we got a great moment with our main character and Akira and Shizuka. It was an incredible moment. I almost fucking cried. It was so sweet. It was so cute. I'm looking at it now. It's so cute. I want these two to get. I'm legit, like, with some of these manga, a lot of these manga is romance manga. I am more invested in this manga than my own fucking relationship. And I've told my girlfriend this. I am more invested in these manga than my own fucking relationship. It's just so good. It's actually just so good. All right, next. We have 2 volumes, if I could even get them. They are The Fable, volumes 3 and 4. Great progression in these manga. These volumes are incredible. We definitely got a lot of progression within the plot of this manga. We finished off an arc. We killed off a main villain. It was very satisfying. It was very fun. And then we get into this one arc where the Fable himself and then another guy go into the woods to like just live there. They're not really camping, they're just living there. And it is incredible. I'm enjoying it so much. It's so funny and the characters are so good. They actually talk like real human beings. And then there's a girl, then like his sister, oh my god, I got hair in my hair. Hair in my hair. Oh! Hair in my eyes. Holy shit. As the main character's sister like goes to a bar and she's just like very entertained with making other men drunk, and it's like written like an MMA like boxing fight. It's like actually written like an actual boxing fight, and it's so fucking funny. I was laughing every single panel. It was hilarious. Oh my goodness, it was so good. Like The Fable is slowly becoming one of my favorite series. Like, not even just this year, like just one of my favorite series. It's so good. So good. Alright, we're almost done, I promise. That's not true. Actually, we are, because one of these files is just one manga. So that's pretty good. Alright, next is Full Night, volumes 2 and 3. God, it is crazy that we're not even close to done. We're close to done. We're like halfway done, and we're picking a manga that would be number 1, number 2, number 3 on any other month. Like, that's just insane how good this month was for me. Full Night, most underrated manga I've ever read. 3rd volume was so goddamn good. The way the main character's like life is just headed, like his like plot, his character arc is so good. I'm just, oh my god, and the ending was so good. It's actually like it's same way the Boxer and Haikyuu and the Horizon were made. This feels like a manga that legit was made for me. Like, actually, they were like, Victor Rothschild, that guy? Yeah, I'm gonna make a manga for him real quick. I'm gonna make a manga for him. Like, oh my goodness, bro. It's so good. It's so good. Alright, next. We got Tokyo. I'm not gonna take out all these volumes, but I read volumes, 16? So 8 to 13. I read volumes 8 to 13 of Tokyo Revengers. I really don't like it the way they do this, where it's like 15. So just make 8. Like, I don't care. Tokyo Revengers. What do I have to say about it? It's better than Full Night this month, at least. Probably the best arc in Tokyo Revengers so far. And then I read a little bit. Honestly, this would be higher if it wasn't for the last 2 volumes. The last 2 volumes ruined it. I said this before. You really don't have to. You could have just stopped the manga at the last arc. You really could have. You stopped it. Everyone's chilling. Mikey is chilling. Everyone's alive. Everyone's alive and well. We're all good. But then we're going on to the next arc, and we're introducing a bunch of characters I don't really care for. They have cool designs, but I don't care for them. And then we introduce this new power of him, like, fucking looking at, he can like see the future and shit. That doesn't make any sense. And then we're introducing like this weird love triangle between the main character and this one girl, and then Hina. And where is Hina? Where is she? Where is every other character? Are they just gone? Are they just not part of the story anymore? And we're in this big fight, and the pacing is super rushed, and then Mikey, like all that great writing that Mikey used to have, it's all gone down the drain because he's dark now. I hate to say this. I hate saying this, but it has gone cringe. Like, I hate saying a manga is cringe because it kind of devalues like all the hard work and all the writing and preparation and the thinking that comes behind a manga, just saying it's pretentious or saying it's cringy or whatever. I legit can't think of another word that describes Tokyo Revengers right now. It is just cringe. All that beautiful writing of Mikey's depression and his state and his mental and how off like how close he was to the edge and just how good that writing was for the first fucking like 10 volumes of the series, or I guess 20 because these are omnibuses. For the first 20 volumes of the series, if you want to pay that off, you actually don't even, there's no hard work to be done. You already did all the hard work. You can just pay it off right now and just like go get him a therapist or something. But no, he just goes, I have a dark impulse now. And then he almost kills fucking Takemichi for some reason. And it's actually like, I'm still enjoying it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not enjoying it. If I wasn't enjoying it, this would probably be a lot lower. I'm having fun, but is it like, it's getting there. And God, do I hope this ending at least pays off something. And then Dragon's death just pissed me off because you legit did not have to do this, Takemichi. You did not have to do this. But you just decided to do it anyway for whatever reason. And I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't. It's just annoying. So, yeah. That's my opinion about Tokyo Revengers right now. But, like, the Tenjaku arc, incredible read. Almost perfect in my opinion. It was so good. Only issue was the what's it called? The not pacing. The exposition was very heavy-handed. Like, that was my only issue. Everything else was perfect. But yeah, Tokyo Revengers, it needs to step up a little bit. It needs to lock in because it's not great anymore. Hopefully, it can get a little bit better with this ending. All right, next we have a manga that I thought would be higher, honestly. And it's not because it was bad. It was just because I read a lot of better stuff. It's Blue Lock Volume 16. Now, I've already read this part of the manga before I read this part. Baro's goal. Obviously, Baro is my favorite character. This is one of my favorite parts of the manga. Honestly, this is one of my favorite goals of the manga. It's so good. I was screaming to the top of my lungs when I read this shit. It was, like, incredible. Like, actually incredible. Like, just thinking about it now is getting me hyped up. I just read better stuff this month. Genuinely, I just read better stuff this month. I don't know what to say. And I definitely probably would have put this higher if I haven't already read the manga. But goodness, it's so good. It's so good. And the anime was so good too. I don't even want to talk about it because I feel like I'm getting a sense of Stockholm Syndrome from the damn anime. But the final episode was so goddamn good, man. It was so good. Okay. Next. We have legit my favorite manga of all time that got beat by other volumes. It was Haikyuu, Volume 3 of the Omnibus. Incredible read. I understand Oikawa's story way better, way much more. It makes so much more sense. The characters in here are so good. Hinata getting that sense of trust from all the players, as well as Kageyama getting that sense of trust, is so good. And then them still losing is fucking incredible. Kageyama realizing that's not what he needs to win is, oh my goodness, it's so good, bro. It's like actually incredible. And then Yachi's story in the middle of it too is so good. Them getting started on the training camp, I know is going to be incredible. Oh my God, the scene where they lose is just, oh my goodness, bro. It's so good, bro. It's, oh my God, bro. Like, Haikyuu is like, I mentioned this earlier in the video, it is that manga where it's like, this was made for me. Like every character, every arc, every shot, every panel, every anything, I don't even care. It's made specifically and only for moi. I decided that. Yes, I did. Okay. Next, I got, I did not expect this manga to be so good. Volumes 3 and 4 of, oh my goodness, this manga was so good. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. I made a video recently called My Top 10 Favorite Manga That I Read This Year. And I forgot to put this on the list. It would probably be like top 5. It, like, most definitely be a top 5. Maybe top 1. I don't know if, no, Real I think was number 1. I think Real was number 1. This would be number 2. I'm actually speechless. This manga is so good. It's legit perfect. It is the best romance. Just looking back on these like chapters and stuff. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness. This next arc with the main character baking a cake for his fucking love, bro. Watari or whatever her name was. Watasuri or whatever. What's her name, bro? I know her name is Kaoruko or whatever. Kaoroko. Her name's like Watsuri or some shit. Oh my god. I know this shit is about to hit. This shit is about to hit so hard, bro. This manga is so good, bro. I just want to get through it because I'll be here all day. Alright, next. Bro, these top 4 actually, now I'm thinking about it, are all romance manga. We have Blue Box, volume 12. This is the volume of the confession. We finally get a confession, and it's legit perfect. It's legit a perfect confession. We see this panel. Hold on. This panel. We see this, where he's like, I like you a lot. Which is so good. Oh, no. We see this panel first. We see this, which had me up the fucking walls. Because I didn't know we would get a confession this early. Genuinely. And then we get this panel. Hold on. This is insane, bro. Bro, I cannot tell you how. I legit was running laps, bro. I was running laps in this fucking room. That's what happens when I read like a manga that like gets me super, super hyped. I have a shitload of adrenaline. I just fucking run laps in this room. I just fucking run laps. Oh my goodness, bro. I was ready to fucking kick down my walls, bro. Oh my god. This was so good. Sorry. So sorry. I'm sorry for that. All right. After that, we have a manga that nothing would be this high. It was so good, though. It was so good. And it is definitely because I, like, completed it. Like, just because I completed it, it definitely got a lot higher. Because I read it in one sitting, too. But, oh, my goodness, this ending was so good. And it definitely should be lower. Now that I'm thinking about it, it should have been lower. But, like, the highs were high. Let's just say the highs were high. It's Your Name, volumes 1, 2, and 3. I heard the movie's better, but I don't care very much. The ending is so good. The ending is like legit the perfect ending. It feels like one of those manga. It's like one of those manga where it's like the author had to have come up with the ending first, just on a random day. Like just like brainstorming manga ideas. He comes up with the ending and then he's like, all right, let me just write the rest of the story. Because the rest of the story is like pretty good to like boring. Like it's like an 8 out of 10 to like a 4 out of 10 for the rest of the story. Where it's like super, super compelling or just incredibly boring. Ending is like 10 out of 10. Easy. So easy. It's one of my favorite endings of all time. It is like Alice in Borderland. Probably worse, but Alice in Borderland type ending. Or Haikyuu. Like those are my 2 favorite endings probably. As well as like Hiding Closer, Girls Last Tour. Like those are some incredible endings. I think this manga is like up there with like some of the best endings I've ever read. Like that scene where he could so easily write his name down and he could finally, oh my goodness, he could actually write his name down on her hand, and there's like a guarantee they'll know each other after they forget or whatever, and they're so close to it, and instead he chooses to write I love you. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness. That is insane. That is insane. That's actually insane. That's an insane move. But that was not the best thing I read this month. Oh my god, what is happening with my hair? I legit moved it for 1 minute and it just got fucked up. That was not the best thing I read all month. The best thing I read all month was actually a reread of a manga, Your Line April, volume 1. I had some very heavy emotions going into this manga. I was very scared going into this because I remember a lot of those very like, I don't even know, like a lot of those emotions I felt towards this manga when I read it for the first time. I connected to this manga so deeply. I loved it so much, and I was scared going back to it. I would find it pretentious, I would find it boring, I'd find the characters boring, and I wouldn't like it as much. And I think I like it even more because holy shit, is this manga so good. Like, I'm not gonna pretend it's not pretentious. Like, first chapter, first fucking line, this guy just goes, the world is all gray. Like, okay, first off, bad analogy to use in a black and white manga, but whatever. It's like the world is all gray or whatever. It's definitely pretentious, but oh my goodness, there's so much. There's so many little details in this manga. They're so good, and I would definitely recommend getting like this big 3-in-1. I literally did a hot takes video where a lot of people said they don't like 3-in-1s. I'd recommend this getting over the 2-in-1s because the quality of this is so good. Like, the pages are so big. They're so extravagant. Like, oh my God, I love this manga. I love, like, the constant theming of childhood and these little children, like, connecting to these, teenagers or whatever. Oh my God, it's so good. And, like, going back to your past and reliving that very innocent life of you that he couldn't imagine before. Oh my God. I'm going to end the video here. I think I've made my point. I think I've said what I needed to say. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys for watching. This video was an hour long. I tried to go through it as quick as possible, but I had a lot to say about every manga, and my voice is dead. If you made it to the end of this video, drop a fireworks emoji in the comments. There has to be a fireworks emoji. There has to. I said a crowbar emoji. There's definitely not a crowbar emoji. Looking back, I don't know why I thought there was. There has to be a fire for New Year's. There has to be one. There's no shot there isn't. But I digress. Whatever. I said this last video. See you later, manga gators. I don't know. All right. Happy New Year. Next video, I don't even know. I don't even know. Okay, bye. That fucking killed me.